Welcome to the Monarch Experience Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ancona, and here at the Monarch Experience Podcast, we are all about giving students the platform to voice their opinions about what matters most to them. Today, what matters most are hypothetical what-ifs. We're talking about hypothetical what-ifs in the history of the U.S., the history of the world, the history of the universe. None of this is factual. We're using our understanding and knowledge of history and these events, but disclaimer, we don't really know what could have happened. We're just hypothesizing, and that's the beauty of it. We're going to be looking at a lot of what-ifs. What if dinosaurs never went extinct? What if the Roman Empire never fell? What if America lost the Revolutionary War? What if Napoleon never lied to the animals on died in his first battle, that Napoleon? What if President Kennedy had survived the assassination attempt? Or if there was no assassination attempt. We're going to kind of delve into the world of conspiracies. I'm sure that's going to happen. But that's what the joy of this episode is going to be. So plenty more what-ifs that we're going to have your way. That's only a preview. We've got 3 incredible members of the podcast club that came up with this idea for this episode. And let's introduce him now. We've got coming back for his 2nd episode this year. We've got time-traveling Aaron. Aaron, what'd you do to your brother?
I gave him a cold.
Oops. And that's why he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brendan, we miss you. And we wish that you could have been a part of this. That's going to be one of them. What if Aaron never gave his brother a cold? How different would this episode be? What would he have to say that would be different, or what would challenge your opinion?
Honestly, we'd probably have the same opinions, but we'd both have different facts to offer to this.
You'd come in at it from a different angle. Okay. Well, Brendan, we hope you get better soon, and we're sorry that Aaron is such a horrible person. Can you time travel and just, not cough in his face?
I'm afraid I can't change the past. I wish I could.
That's true. You did talk about that.
There is an alternate universe where I don't give him a cold, though.
What does he give? Does he give you the cold?
Yes.
Oh. Wow. Change of events. Samved. We've got Samved also, who is incredibly nervous, but since we've already done this and we ran out of space on the digital card and had to hit record again, Samved, now your nervous level doing this a 2nd time, is it higher or lower?
Lower.
Oh, nice. So that was almost like a practice run.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, right? All the terror you already experienced, and now it's like no big deal. Speaking of fear, Vihan, what is your greatest fear?
The darkness.
Oh, jeez, that's like the band, The Darkness, the British band.
No, like
I believe in a thing called love.
Like the actual darkness.
Oh, the darkness that consumes us all.
Yeah.
He's a poet. He's so deep and angsty. Write us a poem right now about the darkness.
Oh, the darkness is bad.
Dang.
And I don't like it.
I was hoping you'd say something like, "And I am bad too." Vihan. You are not a poet, but you are afraid of the darkness. Wonderful. It is great to have you guys on here, so let's do this. We're talking about hypothetical what-ifs, and I feel like because I'm a dinosaur nerd and obsessor, and I still have dinosaur pajamas that I wear and dinosaur bed sheets that I go to sleep in. Don't judge me. What if the dinosaurs never went extinct?
I mean, we would all die. We would all be dead by now.
No, we wouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
There's no way that humans or mammals would have been able to thrive at all.
Yeah, because they all came up from the, after the asteroid hit, after the Deccan Japs possibly, they all came out of the ground and evolved.
Yeah, and the theory is that since most mammals, the species was smaller, so they were able to hide out and survive and kind of wait this thing out, and then evolve to become bigger animals and all of that stuff. I can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, how long do they just roam forever? I mean, we think we're gonna roam forever, right?
No.
That's a really dark.
But
speaking of darkness, that's a dark thought to.
There was another mass extinction after the dinosaurs, so they could have died then too.
Okay.
So we could have evolved, but we would still be in an earlier stage, maybe.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I mean, humans have only existed for a fraction of the time the dinosaurs have, so we still.
Yeah.
If we live as long as the dinosaurs, we still have billions of years. I mean, millions of years.
Yeah, right. Which is wild to think how badly we're gonna mess it up. How harrowing. I kind of think temperature, climate, all that stuff would would change. Like the Earth is way cooler now than it was during the time of the dinosaurs. Like even just how different that would be, I think would be pretty fascinating. I love how one of you wrote how this would affect our daily life and we'd all have dino pets. I love the idea of just kind of pretending, like the timeline just kind of intersects in this person. Who wrote that? Was that you, Vihan?
No.
No,
Samved,
that was me,
you?
that was
We'd
me.
have dinosaur pets.
Honestly, that would be really cool.
It would be not cool. 'Cause-
Some would eat us. Like some would be dangerous.
Kind of be like the crocodiles in Florida, how they like put them in the gutters after they go big, and then like they like go up and like start eating everyone.
Oh man, yeah. Like look at my adorable little T-Rex that I have, and then it starts outgrowing your house, and you're like, yeah, just set it loose, it'll be fine.
That won't go bad.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So in that alternate universe where we're both coexisting, we would have been. I mean, all right. So we're both coexisting. What in modern times, or are we talking coexisting
Caveman times.
in like even caveman times?
I mean, would we really have modern times if like we still had dinosaurs? Like, how
Right.
would we be able to build infrastructures if you have velociraptors running around everywhere?
highways would be destroyed. They're not going to just like stay in their area and. I mean, or would they? Would they become like wild animals that kind of just like try to stay in their habitat and we try to stay in ours? I like that we can combine both of these things. So like we've got like World War II, and instead of like having like people storming the beaches of Normandy, we just send velociraptors at them.
Imagine if like instead of fighting on horses, people just rode on velociraptors.
Or forget about that, you just let them out into the field. Just go ahead. Sorry, Vihan, I interrupted you. You think that they would evolve and become smaller?
Yeah, because like if we like tame them, they could evolve to become smaller.
Well, I think it would be interesting. They would have to. I don't think that's how evolution works, unless we're like wrapping them to become smaller. But
Yeah.
I wonder if the supply of food would be less abundant, so they would have to start getting smaller and smaller over time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
us humans are also eating what they sometimes eat too.
Oh yeah, good call. Right.
And also like wolves also like became smaller when like they started like
Getting
being
tamed by humans.
being
Yeah.
pets.
Yeah.
And they became like dogs. So I mean they might like become smaller, but it would take like thousands of
Yeah.
years. Like we started like getting dogs as pets like millions of years ago.
Yeah.
And, like the humans were just evolving. So
That's
yeah.
so crazy. Oh, Vihan, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Like that we would by taming them, they would become smaller naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. That makes a lot more sense. Oh man, how will it affect the Renaissance? What do you mean?
So
Like paintings?
let's just say
Every
that-
painting would have a dinosaur in the background.
Oh yeah, that could be it.
Obviously.
Just a T-Rex in the background, while
What,
Da Vinci painting the Mona Lisa.
With a
Just
T-Rex?
massive dinosaur. In the
The
background.
Sistine Chapel would have dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs lining up to like get portraits.
That's amazing. How many people do you think in the course of history would die because of dinosaur death then?
I
Yeah.
say
Like famous people.
Lots.
famous. I actually don't know.
Right? What are the odds then of like you being eaten by a dinosaur now? And then obviously that's going to create more people dying. Like, do we not get Da Vinci? Does Da Vinci just get eaten or
And, like,
trampled by
if,
a
like,
triceratops?
Someone like dies like far in the past, then the entire bloodline gets destroyed.
Right.
So then like
Do we
thousands
even
of
have
people don't
a
exist.
JFK or Robert or JFK Jr. or Robert Kennedy? Like that's man.
Would this podcast even exist? Would all
Would-
of us be here?
Would one of our descendants have been eaten by a dinosaur and then that completely wipes everything off the tree?
That just blew my mind.
That's talk about the darkness. That's what I'm afraid of. Because alternate timeline where like my great grandfather just gets eaten by a T-Rex and then boom, all the Anconas done, never to be seen. Wow, that's really dark.
That's terrifying.
Will dinosaurs still be evil or will they evolve to be nice? Who wrote that? Is that you?
I have no
Vihan, what
idea.
does that Samved, what does that mean? Why are dinosaurs evil? Like, are they plotting horrible things? Define what evil means.
So evil means they're just gonna eat us all.
Okay.
Treason
So-
against the government.
Treason against the government. Wait, so why do you think dinosaurs are evil? This sounds like a conversation with my son where he's like, yeah, they're bad. I'm like, why are they bad? What'd they do?
Eat
They
us.
want to eat us alive.
Well, we're just food for them. Do you eat meat?
Yes.
Will we eat them?
Oh, you do? So you think a chicken looks at you and goes, "That's a nice guy," while you're eating your chicken nuggets out of a McDonald's snack pack? Or like when you drive past the farm and those cows are looking at you, they're thinking that guy is evil. As you're like going, I could go for a cheeseburger right now.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never really thought of that.
Yeah, you're the evil one right now.
It's just an idea.
What's your favorite type of meat?
Chicken.
Yeah, evil. Anything else we want to talk about dinosaurs?
I got one.
Good.
Would we be able to eat dinosaurs?
Like, what would dinosaur meat taste like?
Actually, no. Isn't that like a chicken? Chickens?
It would probably taste like chicken, right? Because
Yeah,
they
it's-
evolved from birds.
Yeah,
Or
Probably.
they evolved
chickens
into
evolved
birds.
from T-Rexes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So it just tastes like a
I guess
chicken.
T-Rex meat might taste a little bit like chicken.
it'd probably be a little more gamey, maybe?
Yeah.
That's
I
a-
know people would eat dinosaurs though.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean,
Like, what would
because-
make you say, no, I'm not going to eat that?
First of all, it'd be hard to like actually like butcher a dinosaur.
Oh, my goodness. Right, if it's...
Yeah.
You would have... What type of weaponry would you have? Would it be thousands of years ago, or would it be current?
I don't know. Like
Right,
they'd
that's-
probably use like spears to like take them down because they have such thick skin.
Right.
Well, so, you know how like some animals are like endangered because like they have like the
Oh,
like
yeah.
rhinos because like they're being hunted for their horns.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like what if dinosaurs are hunted for something that's like unique to them?
I guess the uniqueness would depend on the scarcity of the animal. So, you know, if they're just animals that live because they never got wiped out and somehow we evolved at the same time, I don't know if we're hunting them for anything. Because what's so special about them? I mean, we see dinosaurs and we're like, they're special because they don't exist anymore. But does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
kind of
because
like,
like no one right
Yeah.
now like sees a rabbit and is like, oh, that beak is so cool. I need to hunt this bird and use its beak.
yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
weird. Don't get it.
right? Like, I mean, we live in Jersey. We see a deer and we're just like, all right, whatever, no big deal. But every New Yorker that comes by, they stop and they're like, oh my God, look at the deer.
Oh, that happened to me one time. I was playing outside with my friends and there was a person in a like New York licensed
Yeah.
car, and then it was just like, oh my gosh, look guys, it's a deer. We're like, we see this every day.
Yeah, they're basically just like, we only see squirrels. Okay, super interesting. There's a lot of hypotheticals that can go here. I would like to think that the most logical one, without disrupting too much of what's happened over the last 4 million years, is if they never went extinct, they would just, if the asteroid doesn't hit, they would continue to just roam. Like, what would wipe them out? Some would go extinct, probably, but, like, what would wipe them out?
I mean, there's also another theory about the Deccan Traps.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Well, there was a bunch of volcanoes near a part of India, and they all, it was like a super complex of volcanoes, and they all started to erupt at the same time, and they spewed tons and tons, thousands and millions of tons of volcanic gases and ash into the atmosphere, covering Earth, and it was actually known as the second biggest eruption.
You're still thinking math.
It was the second biggest eruption in the entire world, and not just like the biggest one was actually recent. It was in the 1800s, Mount Tambora, but clearly
right.
it didn't wipe out humanity.
Right.
But the reason why like Deccan Traps is such like a prominent theory because it was hundreds, thousands of volcanoes exploding at once, and it covered the Earth in volcanic gases for like over a year, and it prevented any sunlight from coming in.
So interesting. What if the Roman Empire never fell? How would it affect the Middle Ages, and what role would it play during the Renaissance?
Then the Middle Ages wouldn't exist.
Why?
Because when Rome fell, the Middle Ages started. But without Rome falling, then the Middle Ages wouldn't have happened. And if there's no Middle Ages, no wars, and basically everyone will be very happy.
I mean, but
I like
then
it.
you also have the fact that America may not even exist because the fall of the Roman Empire made way for like other empires, like the British Empire, which came actually like much later, like a thousand years later. But then you also have like the Byzantine Empire, and then the Ottoman Empire, and then all these empires like falling and coming to life made way for America.
Interesting.
if the Roman Empire actually stayed during the Middle Ages because of the Byzantine Empire, it's technically part of the Eastern Roman half. So basically, we have to be in Byzantine perspective if we want to see if the Roman Empire never fell. It technically did not fall because there's still an Eastern half.
Oh yeah, technically, I mean, Turkey was like part of the Byzantine Empire, I think,
Yeah.
and then that still exists. So I guess there's still like, and then you have Rome. So like, the legacy of the Roman Empire still lives on.
In what way?
I mean, you have all these places like named after it, and like, I guess some of the like architecture and culture like lives on. We drew a lot of like, we got a lot of stuff from the Roman Empire, like, its architecture was just like so advanced for its time.
What's like a tangible example that
The
our
Colosseum.
listeners?
The Colosseum.
The Colosseum.
And
Okay.
The Pantheon.
The Pantheon. What's an example, I guess, of something that we have directly that's like a
I mean,
influence?
they invented like taking water from like reservoirs and then like bringing it in and like creating like baths and then like a water for people to drink.
What did they drink before then?
Beer.
Wine mostly, because that was the safest thing to drink.
Crazy.
Yeah, even children drink
Crazy.
like wine and alcohol back then.
Crazy.
But now we have lots of restrictions on that.
What do they do to clean themselves? What they just didn't clean themselves?
They probably bathed in dirty water. I
Ugh.
mean, it was the only thing they could do.
Ugh. I'm gonna go take a bath. I'm gonna go roll in that poop pile over there. Wow,
Might
crazy.
as well just don't take a shower.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually something that I, for some reason, spend way too much time, and by way too much time, I mean any time at all, thinking about. I'm like playing with this cord as if it's like my hair. How bad did people smell before indoor plumbing and like basic hygiene? Like, we've existed for so long. So how bad did we smell? And how bad did the rooms smell? Like, where they wrote the Constitution, how bad did that room smell? And did they notice how bad it smelled? Or is the only reason that we are so highly offended by body odor is because the expectation is you clean yourself and shower regularly and wear deodorant and all this stuff?
Maybe our noses
brush
have
our
evolved
teeth.
to get like more vivid smells.
I just think that like we're probably just more sensitive, or I wonder, are we more sensitive towards that because, you know, like if you're in a, not to get too gross, but like if you're here, let's not make it a bathroom. If you're in a room where someone is cooking like brownies or cookies, and you've been cooking them all day, you smell it, but it's just not intense. But now, if you're the guest who walks into the house when you're in the midst of baking cookies all day, you walk in and you're like, whoa, that smells amazing. The smell is so intense. Would it be like that?
I mean, maybe.
Probably.
That's my guess.
Because like we've just like grown up as privileged to like baths
Yeah.
and like stuff like that. So like people back then didn't really have those, so they just didn't expect people to smell nice.
Yeah. It has, you know what? It has to be like that because if you've ever put on cologne, you put it on, you smell it, but then you don't really smell it on yourself all day. But when someone who's been wearing cologne or perfume walks by you, you smell it like sometimes very strongly, and they don't probably recognize that. All right, what if America lost the Revolutionary War?
We
So
would be talking British in a British accent.
Oh, that's a good accent.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was really good.
Everyone always says I have a British accent.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You?
yeah.
don't think so.
I can hear a little like his British accent.
You have a British accent?
I don't think so, but like everyone says I do. Well, some people say I have an Australian, some people say I have a Canadian, some people say I have British accent.
I'm terrible at placing accents.
I agree.
You agree that I'm terrible at placing accents? I didn't know you knew that about me. Yeah, I'm terrible at placing accents.
I mean, I feel like so Britain was actually was originally using America just to get money because like they had a lot of resources, but like now it's been like 300 years, and our resources are like being used up, right? So like they'd still make money, but like they still wouldn't like care about America, and they'd be making less money, and they won't really care about it.
Maybe they'll give us independence because like
Yeah,
they've
because
used all
they'll
the
be like
resources.
just like you cost like it might cost too much money to like send supplies over there. So like they might just be like, just leave us. You're costing us too much money, and like the
Oh.
income would lower because there's less resources.
Yeah, but then we want to be like an international superpower, like how we are now.
Yeah,
Right.
With, like,
because they only let go
military and-
recently.
Somebody said, one of you wrote, like, what would happen to the founding fathers? I would just think that they would just be like random dudes,
Yeah.
right? Like, why are they such a big deal? It's because they
Founded
they
America.
found,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, George Washington.
and because
might
they
still be a
smelled
big
horrible.
Deal.
Like, that
Yeah.
room smelled so bad.
I mean, that doesn't like the Revolutionary War still would have been there. So George Washington may be like famous for like
Okay.
treason against the British.
Oh,
Yeah. So like
history-
a bunch of the founding fathers might actually like get arrested.
they would be history's villains.
Yeah.
They would be evil,
And also,
like Samved, eating
not
those chickens.
evil.
Yeah, you are.
We all are.
From the chicken's point of view, you're evil.
I think you're following the vegan teacher.
No, I'm a happy meat eater. Go ahead.
So, I feel like that, as someone was saying, that basically it was Britain's, they just basically taxed them, and I feel like it's just going to be a more poor place. Like, villages, more rural instead of industrial.
Okay. Interesting. My brain immediately is taking me towards would there have ever been, I mean, yeah, but would there have ever been the invention of rock and roll music?
Would America ever have expanded into like how big it is now, or like would it stay into 13 colonies?
Westward expansion. If America lost the Revolutionary War, then actually I think it might happen because I think the British would like go for it because they need more resources. Because as I said, they'll be losing money as we use more resources in the east, so they're gonna push west.
Wait, I have a question for Aaron. So, while America was in Britain's hands, did the British have Canada?
I think so.
Yeah, they
So-
had.
Yeah, they could like just connect them and like it'll be like really big.
So it would
Yeah.
just be like a supercontinent
Yeah,
kind of thing?
Yeah.
like a subcontinent.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's kind of hard to rule a continent.
They would probably like also take over all of North America, maybe in South America,
Yeah.
like Mexico.
Okay. Wow. I'm just thinking, would rock and roll have ever existed?
Probably not.
Probably
Right?
not.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more
Actually-
British music, probably.
right.
Actually, rock and roll, but everyone has a British accent.
Yeah.
Well, then that was a British invasion in the 60s, or does things just get flipped? Does rock and roll originate in Britain then in the 50s? And then we have the American invasion? I don't know. What if Napoleon died in his first battle?
Well, I
There will
feel
be
like,
no French Revolution.
Yeah.
And
Well, I also, if Napoleon died, then I guess like if you like followed the slippery slope, then America wouldn't have westward expansion as well, because technically America got the Louisiana Purchase, which doubled their size from Napoleon. And if Napoleon wasn't there, then they wouldn't have gotten the Louisiana Purchase, and that wouldn't have incentivized them to push further west. And then that also would have eliminated the Oregon Trail, and then prevented thousands of people from dying on the Oregon Trail.
But that was such a fun game to play.
And then we wouldn't have the game. I actually,
You wouldn't have the game, right? And
Yeah.
then like middle schoolers in the 90s would have no
Oregon Trail.
joy.
No, but also there wouldn't be a France for
yeah,
us. So like
because the
it would
French
just be
Revolution ripped
it would
it
just be
apart.
land there. Also,
Yeah.
France could be like overtaken by neighbors after Napoleon died.
Yeah, because the French were like revolting, and then Napoleon tried to like get them under his reign. But then like, if he died, then France would have gotten out of control, and then it could have just been taken over.
Also, so let's say in our real world, we never won the Revolutionary War. It would have been easier for Britain to go out and get Louisiana, like where the
Yeah.
Louisiana Purchase was, without having to like spend money on like buying it.
Interesting.
To think about it, without Napoleon, Europe will be mostly feudal because before the French Revolution, everything was just feudal and underdeveloped. But with Napoleon and the French Revolution, people started to industrialize and modernize the world.
So we would be like really primitive and
So
basic.
basically another Middle Ages. Middle Ages
Interesting.
2.0.
Kennedy's assassination. How different do you think things would be? Because the first thing that I'm thinking is just about the culture shift.
He probably wouldn't be like that important, like just like the normal president. No,
I mean, he did fuel the space.
Right,
Yeah.
And
right.
the
So
Cuban
it's
Missile
like I guess
Crisis.
it depends on your view of what his impact is. Is his biggest impact the assassination and like the death of innocence in like American culture, because you started getting a lot of counterculture happening then right there. That's kind of what I'm looking at, because I don't know anything political and
I
like,
kinda
how
feel
his
like-
impact, but like just from the perspective of how things have been portrayed, at least in a lot of like media documentaries that I've watched, is that the assassination is kind of looked at as like the moment where American culture got a little bit more edgier, and lost like that innocence of like the white picket fence, the American dream, and all of that. Where else do you see there being a big impact if he was never assassinated?
I mean, I feel like the tensions between Russia and U.S., like you can see it like at large right now.
Yeah.
But like it kind of like started back when Kennedy was there with the space race.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Sputnik.
because like everyone had to wear dog tags and all of that stuff, because everyone was scared that like they were developing nukes, we were developing nukes.
Yeah.
They were developing rockets, we were developing
Yeah.
rockets, and it's just like a really scary time for everyone. And it was also the rise of communism,
Yeah.
and yeah, everyone was just like scared. And then like the tensions like continued between Russia and U.S. They did like team up for like world wars, but like that was because they had a common enemy.
Where, I guess, like, that's so interesting. You said like he would be less important. Where, I mean, if he doesn't die, we were looking at some timeline stuff, I remember, during a podcast club episode.
Yeah.
And it was like, if he doesn't die, does he get reelected? Does the space race and all of that, like, does that help him get reelected? And then if he gets reelected, does Bobby Kennedy probably ends up running after, because Bobby Kennedy does he not get assassinated, and then does he run for president, and then you have Kennedy, or Kennedy, 4 terms of Kennedys
The
consecutively.
Kennedy dynasty.
Kennedy dynasty, and then they kind of go from like the most unfortunate family that's mired in tragedy to the Kennedy dynasty.
They might become the most important family in the U.S. and they might be like a household name everywhere.
Right. I mean, they are, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, you've got JFK Jr. dies in the plane crash in the 90s, I think it was. You've got Bobby Kennedy getting assassinated not too long after JFK gets assassinated. There's just like a lot of tragedy in that family. That's so interesting.
Maybe
Vihan, what do you
some
think?
people-
So if Kennedy survived, maybe we would have like more advancements in space, because he's the one that like got us to the moon.
Interesting. Didn't they pull the plug on it because it was just kind of proving to be like just bleeding resources?
Yeah.
It was kind of like dangerous.
was, like,
as well.
unnecessary.
There were like a bunch of like deaths from like failures.
Yeah. And they weren't like getting anything really substantial as a return.
Yeah, there weren't many resources on like moon. All you could get is like stone that could be used for nothing. You
Yeah.
couldn't get that on Earth.
And a lot of it was like bragging rights. Like, we
Yeah.
are going to do this in PR. Like, we're going to do this before Russia does this, and that's going to make us look really good. Interesting. There's a Stephen King book. I don't know if you guys know Stephen King.
Yeah, isn't he like the horror master?
Yeah, horror master. Yeah, it, The Shining, Salem's Lot, Pet Cemetery, all that stuff. He wrote a book called 11/22/63. It's the date that JFK was shot, and it's about a guy who. Wait a second. It's about a guy who finds a portal and this ability to time travel.
Oops.
Does he save Kennedy?
And it basically is he's basically been told that he has the opportunity, or like the fate of the world, he realizes, if he saves Kennedy. And it's good. It's just really, like all of Stephen King's books, really long, and just starts taking these like unnecessary twists. but he does he does eventually get to a point. I won't spoil anything for anyone who wants to read it. It was good. It wasn't great, but it was really good. It does get to a point where he does save Kennedy, and then there are massive ripple consequences down the line that were really, really interesting. And from what I remember, I don't know much, but so they explained it, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It was a big what if. So cool stuff. But there's plenty of books that do that kind of
Would
stuff.
the
like
Vietnam
fiction.
War happen? Because I think Kennedy declared war on Vietnam, right?
No.
There's this website,
Yeah.
jfklibrary.org. It says in his final weeks of his life, President Kennedy wrestled with the future of the United States commitment in Vietnam.
So I guess he was thinking about it, but he never decided to actually declare war.
We never got the chance to actually do it. So who knows, right?
It
Lyndon B.
depends.
Johnson may have just been doing what the administration was
Telling him
planning to do regardless. Anyway, he's just like, hey, we've been talking about this for months. We're
With
going to
Kennedy.
Go ahead. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder how much that then changes his legacy.
if Kennedy survived, would he have what's the word to use? Would he have canceled plans to go to Vietnam, or would he
No,
keep those plans?
I think that what Aaron was saying was that he was wrestling, or what you were saying was that he was
Yeah.
wrestling with the decision, which to me implies that the decision to go in to Vietnam was a complicated one. And just hearing what you're saying sounds like he's thinking about doing it. That's at least how I interpret it. But what if 9/11 never happened? We're really going heavy on I love how we started this with dinosaurs, and then everything else has been U.S. history, or everything else has been political history. And
Yeah.
we're but let's start with dinosaurs because
Everybody
T-Rex
loves
president.
dinosaurs.
Wait, would Osama bin Laden still be the main focus at that time?
I think you have to ask, if it never happened, are we insinuating that Al-Qaeda existed still and they just never attacked?
I guess
Yeah.
no one would really know about Al Qaeda. Now people know if
As
they
publicly
hear
as we do.
because
Wait,
now people know if you say Al Qaeda, the mind goes to 9/11.
Right.
Instead of what if 9/11 ever happened?
I mean, obviously they knew who they were. This was
Yeah.
they're aware of these things. They're paying attention to it. They bombed the World Trade Center back in '92, I think it was.
What?
We double check that.
Instead of if 9/11 never happened, what if we say, what if 9/11 was deflected?
1993.
93. It was okay.
Reflected.
I think so.
Yeah, the USA protected them.
Oh, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, instead of if it never happened.
So far, but what about the Pentagon? Didn't it also get breached?
Yeah,
So
one-
are we talking about the tower or the Pentagon?
probably the towers.
Or just the towers?
Ramsey also spent time at an Al-Qaeda training camp in Afghanistan before beginning to do it. But yeah. So I think this one's interesting, right? Because it's they are aware of Al-Qaeda and all of that. The first thought I think of is how different would airplane security be, and just public transportation security be. Samved?
So Vihan got this really good point. What if 9/11 got deflected? What if the U.S. was able to save the towers?
Yeah, what if they saved the towers?
I mean,
Airport
how
security
so?
would still be high,
Did the
but,
plane never crash?
Thwart the attempt.
Yeah, stop
did
it.
Did they stop the plane from crashing into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they somehow did it.
93?
I guess is what you're asking, how big would the reaction be? Would the war on terror in years in Afghanistan still happen?
Probably not that much intense.
Yeah.
Because not that much civilians died.
Well, but
during
if they
the Pentagon.
bomb the Pentagon, though,
Oh, then
still.
then that's bad.
Because that's the military,
Yeah.
the military
Yeah.
headquarters of the U.S.
That is an act of
That's an act.
war.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it transcends terrorism because you're attacking a military base.
Yes. That's a great. I like that wording. Transcends terrorism. All
How
right.
would
So one of the next ones we have is, what if the Germans won World War II?
We would all be under Hitler's thing. His reign.
I mean, Hitler's dead now. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel
He-
like it's
he
just gonna
wouldn't be
a
alive.
dystopian world.
Yeah, it'll be really
A
dystopian.
massive dystopian world. Like, you know those dystopian fantasies? There's gonna be like an underground revolt or rebellion trying to, hold.
That was the Polish resistance, right?
Yeah, there would definitely be people against this because
Of course, I
having
mean-
having one person under the rule of the entire world, basically.
Yeah.
Because
There's no
if he got the U.S., if he got Europe, then the rest of the world's done for.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
There's a really great documentary on, I think it was on the History Channel. I watch this with my students every year. It's called 42 Ways to Kill Hitler, and it documents the 42 known assassination attempts on Hitler. Some of them are really like basic and have zero probability of watching it of it working. Some of them are really intricate, and it's like crazy to see how he somehow survived, or things just serendipitously happened. They start talking about how so many attempts started happening from within his own cabinet and his own people. So I would probably think at some point that still happens, even if he rules for another 20, 30, 40 years, or even if his reign still happens and other people under him. What are your thoughts, Aaron?
I mean, I feel like if a leader powerful as that would need lots of advisors, because any mistake he makes, then everyone will hate him.
Yeah.
And he needs people, like, he just needs to make people think that he's doing the right thing to have support, especially in, like, Germany. Like, the places he's conquered, he's not going to get support.
Right.
So in Germany,
Right.
he's going to need to get support. So then he's going to need a bunch of trusted, like, cabinet members. But as he grows more powerful and they start to see how bad he is, then he can't trust them anymore. And it's going to be like he wants to trust them, but he can't anymore.
So how do you think that plays out?
I mean, he's probably going to get assassinated somewhere down the line.
Right.
And also a
Yeah.
bunch of civil wars from territories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. We'd all be speaking German.
No, but the thing is, Hitler wanted to get rid of all the Jews in Europe, so that might stay within Europe
Yeah,
instead
but
of
then
like
US
expanding.
ended up declaring war on them. So then, if they're
No,
going to
but
want to
that's-
end the war, they have to defeat
They declared
the
war
US.
because of Japan, because like Pearl
Yeah.
Harbor, and then Japan was part of the I forgot the name.
Axis powers.
Yeah, the Axis powers. So that's why they declared war on Germany. So maybe like they would bomb like Hiroshima, like they would still bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Is that what it's called?
Nagasaki.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Nagasaki.
Nagasaki.
Nagasari.
Nagasaki.
Nagasaki.
Okay.
So they'll still bomb that, but maybe like only a little bit of America would still be under German control, because we still have like a really strong like military. Yeah.
Well, but they would have it if they
They'll have
won,
the
right?
entire
Isn't that the
world.
whole what if?
Yeah.
What if they win? Then
But
they
the
have
thing is, the
control
US,
over all
like,
this, wouldn't they?
Germany has allies, but if Germany already took over Europe, then they would go next for the US, and then the US would have no allies, but the Germans would have so many allies.
Mm.
They
but-
have like Austria and like all those other.
And then my
places.
biggest question is, how does rock and roll get invented?
Still on the rock and roll.
14 years later or so. These are important questions, right?
Same.
The baby boom in the late 40s and the early 50s.
Would America be as modern as it is now?
I mean, I feel like Germany was still very advanced. Like,
Yeah.
they also made nukes and also made rockets.
yeah. I'm sure they could make the iPhone eventually,
Yeah.
right?
Like all the like smart people also came from Germany, like Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like we would still be modern, definitely, but like I don't know how modern we would be, because a lot of the contributions that have gone towards the technology we have today have come from different countries. So if
Right,
you just have
right.
one country ruling the entire world, like you don't know.
You don't have differing minds and
Yeah.
that uniqueness. Oh, that becomes really fascinating. I like those unintended consequences. That
Ma-
to me is where I'm fascinated most with this whole conversation.
Maybe if Germany won the war, Albert Einstein may have died earlier, because he died in 1955.
Because he would have been eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah, of course. We have to
Yeah.
Obviously, right?
He would never have been born.
What
The
if
Al-
Hitler
the
was eaten
Einstein-
by a dinosaur?
What if
So
Hitler
World War II never
was a
would
dinosaur?
happen.
Oh, yeah.
then
Yeah.
we
Like, what if we turned into dinosaurs?
I like how we take all of these all these what ifs, and instead of making them singular threads of what ifs,
Like, we connect them.
we made all of them interconnected. Yeah. And basically every answer is like, what if Christopher Columbus hit India instead of North America? It wouldn't have mattered because the T-Rex would have eaten him as soon as he got off the boat.
What if he hit Dinosaur Land?
What if Kennedy survived the assassination attempt? Wouldn't have mattered because little did he know there was a stampede of gallimimuses coming right at him, and that would have trampled him in Texas either way.
Actually, wait.
What if Napoleon... yeah. What if the Roman Empire never fell? Wouldn't have mattered.
That would have been
Dinosaurs
eaten.
would have stomped it.
Yeah, the dinosaurs would have eaten him.
Wait, so
Dinosaurs are like the trump card here. Basically, everything that you say is just like, nope, dinosaurs would have destroyed him. In this weird universe where something cataclysmic like dinosaurs not being wiped out doesn't destroy
I
or
feel like
change
dinosaurs being wiped
the
out or not
atmosphere.
wiped out is cataclysmic.
Yeah, right? Like it. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Good thing they're extinct, or else none of our known events.
See what I mean? See how
happened.
evil you are? You're happy about an entire species being extinct, wiped off, dying a painful, slow death. Don't worry, it was quick. The T-Rex didn't suffer. No, it probably was really long and painful as it starved to death.
Would
Evil,
we have-
evil right here, Samved. I'm looking right across the room at pure evil.
will we have school?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you think your teachers are bad now. Wait till your teachers are a
T-Rex.
Dinosaurs.
velociraptor,
Or
right?
T-Rex.
Yeah. Samved, Vihan, Aaron, this was a joy. This was awesome. You guys are the last remaining members of the podcast club for the year. You have stood tall above everyone else
With dinosaurs.
with dinosaurs
And the Roman Empire.
and the Roman Empire.
And JFK.
Until next time, stay safe, stay hungry. See ya.